Imagine walking through a busy city filled with tall skyscrapers, flashing lights, and cars honking everywhere. People rush to work, shops open, and life feels so modern. But deep under those shiny towers, something ancient is sleeping. Temples built thousands of years ago. Across the world, workers digging for new buildings have found giant stone temples, statues, and carvings buried far below the streets. These are not just old ruins. They tell stories of forgotten gods, lost civilization, and mysteries that even science can't fully explain. How did they get buried under cities? Did the ground rise, or did people build over them to hide secrets from the past? Today, we'll travel around the world to uncover 8 buried temples found beneath modern skyscrapers, places where history meets the present. From India's sacred shrines below glass towers to temples under Tokyo's busy roads and Mexico's hidden pyramids under hotels. Get ready. What's buried beneath our feet may change everything we know about human history. The buried temple beneath Tokyo, Japan. In the heart of Tokyo, Japan, shiny skyscrapers reach high into the clouds. Thousands of people walk the streets, crossing bright crosswalks and shopping in tall glass buildings. But long before Tokyo became a city of lights, there was another world below, a world of temples, shrines, and sacred tunnels. When construction workers began digging near the Shyadome area, they found something strange beneath the steel foundations. Hidden under the modern city streets were ancient temple stones, old Buddhist statues, and carvings that looked hundreds of years old. Experts soon realized they had uncovered what was once part of an Edo period Buddhist temple complex, a spiritual site that disappeared under the city's constant rebuilding. During the 1600s, Tokyo was known as Edo, and it was filled with beautiful temples and shrines. But as Japan modernized in the 20th century, new roads, trains, and skyscrapers rose up, and many ancient sites were covered by concrete. The temple ruins remained buried for centuries, sleeping quietly beneath the buzzing city. Archaeologists believe that under Tokyo's tallest towers, more forgotten temples may still lie hidden, preserved under layers of modern life. In fact, legends say that some secret tunnels connect old shrines beneath the city, once used by monks for meditation and by samurai to move unseen. Today, you can stand on a busy Tokyo street, surrounded by neon signs and traffic, and never know that ancient monks once prayed just below your feet. The discovery of these temple ruins reminds Japan that its ancient spirit still lives beneath the glass and steel of its skyscrapers. Tokyo's buried temple is not just a piece of the past, it's a bridge between old Japan and the world of the future. The temple buried beneath Mexico City, Mexico. In Mexico City, cars speed past giant buildings, colorful markets, and busy streets. But deep under this modern city lies something truly amazing: the ruins of an ancient temple that once belonged to the Aztec civilization. Long ago, before Mexico City was built, there was a city called Tenochtitlan. It was the capital of the Aztec Empire, one of the greatest civilizations in the world. In the very center of that city stood a massive pyramid temple called Templo Mayor, or the Great Temple. It was built to honor two powerful gods, Huitzilopochtli, the god of war, and Tlaloc, the god of rain. When Spanish conquerors arrived in the 1500s, they destroyed most of the temple and built their own city on top of it. Over hundreds of years, layers of stone, streets, and buildings covered the temple's remains. Everyone thought it was lost forever, but in 1978, something incredible happened. Workers fixing electric cables near the city's cathedral found a huge stone carving. It was the Aztec goddess Coyolxauhqui. This discovery led to a massive excavation. Archaeologists dug deep beneath the modern streets and uncovered the buried remains of Templo Mayor. Giant staircases, statues, altars, and even offerings like gold, jade, and animal bones. Imagine that. While people were shopping and eating tacos above, scientists were uncovering a whole ancient city below. Today, you can visit the Templo Mayor Museum right in the center of Mexico City. The museum is built beside the excavation site, where ancient stones stand quietly beside tall glass buildings. It's a powerful reminder that Mexico's past is still part of its present. The buried temples beneath Mexico City show how entire civilizations can sleep under our feet, waiting to be rediscovered. Beneath the noise of the modern world, the heartbeat of the Aztec Empire still echoes. The hidden temple beneath Bangalore, India. In the busy city of Bangalore, India, people rush through traffic filled with bikes, buses, and cars. Tall glass towers and tech offices fill the skyline. But beneath this modern city, known as India's Silicon Valley, lies something far older and more mysterious. An ancient buried temple that has survived for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. During a construction project in the Damlar area of Bangalore, workers were digging the ground to build a new commercial building. Suddenly, their tools hit solid stone. When they cleared the dirt, they found old carved pillars, statues of Hindu gods, and parts of temple walls. Archaeologists were called in, and what they uncovered amazed everyone. The remains of a Chola period temple that had been buried and forgotten. important. The temple was built during the Chola dynasty, a powerful empire that ruled southern India more than 1,000 years ago. Experts believe it was dedicated to Lord Shiva, one of the most important gods in Hinduism. The detailed carvings showed sacred animals, flowers, and ancient symbols that had been hidden underground for centuries. As Bangalore grew over time, new buildings and roads were built right over the old temples. Layers of earth and stone slowly covered them until no one remembered they existed. When modern skyscrapers rose, they were literally built on top of history. What makes this discovery so special is how perfectly the temple stones were preserved, almost as if time had protected them. Even the carvings still showed their original detail. People in the area were shocked to learn that while they were working in high-tech offices above, an ancient temple of peace and prayer lay buried below. Today, the site has become a place of great respect. Locals visit it quietly to pray, leaving flowers and lamps for the old gods that once watched over their land. Bangalore's buried temple teaches us something powerful. No matter how modern our world becomes, the past still lives beneath our feet. The ancient temple beneath Naples, Italy. In the lively city of Naples, Italy, streets are full of music, food, and laughter. People eat pizza, scooters zoom through narrow alleys, and tall apartments line the busy roads. But beneath the city's noise and color lies a mysterious underground world, a hidden layer of temples, tunnels, and ancient ruins, buried for more than 2,000 years. Long ago, before modern Naples existed, the city was known as Neapolis, founded by the ancient Greeks. They built temples, markets, and homes near the sea. Later, the Romans took over and built their own temples to gods like Jupiter, Apollo, and Isis. Over centuries, as new buildings rose, earthquakes struck, and volcanoes erupted nearby, the old temples were buried under layers of stone and ash. When construction began for new subway lines and skyscrapers, workers started finding pieces of the past, marble columns, mosaics, and temple walls hidden deep underground. One of the most amazing discoveries was beneath the San Lorenzo Maggiore Church, where archaeologists uncovered the remains of an ancient Roman marketplace and a temple dedicated to the goddess Demeter. Walking below Naples today feels like stepping into another time. You can go underground and see narrow stone passages, ancient altars, and even old wells still filled with water. The air is cool and quiet, a strange contrast to the busy city above. Experts believe that much of ancient Naples still lies buried, sealed under modern buildings. The ground beneath holds not just temples, but whole forgotten streets, homes, shops, and shrines that once echoed with prayers thousands of years ago. It's fascinating to think that while people above are enjoying coffee and conversations, they're sitting right above a city of the dead, a world of gods and temples frozen in time. The buried temples of Naples remind us how history builds layer upon layer. Every generation leaves something behind, and sometimes those treasures stay hidden until the earth decides to reveal them again. The Lost Temple beneath Istanbul, Turkey. In the magical city of Istanbul, Turkey, two worlds meet, the east and the west. The city's skyline is filled with shining towers, grand mosques, and bridges that cross the blue waters of the Bosphorus. But deep below this modern beauty lies another world, one made of stone, silence, and secrets. Hidden beneath Istanbul's busy streets are ancient temples that once stood at the heart of mighty empires. During the Byzantine Empire, Istanbul was called Constantinople, and it was one of the most powerful cities in the world. It was filled with grand churches, temples, and underground sanctuaries. Over time, as wars came and rulers changed, many of these ancient places were buried or built over. One of the most famous discoveries beneath Istanbul is the Basilica Cistern, a massive underground chamber supported by hundreds of stone columns. It was built in the 6th century to store water for the emperor's palace, but historians believe it was built over the ruins of a much older Roman temple. Deep within its dark waters, 2 giant stone heads of Medusa were found, mysterious symbols from ancient mythology. But that's not all. When workers dug for new subway tunnels in Istanbul, they uncovered ancient remains, walls, pottery, coins, and even sections of temples dating back more than 2,000 years. Archaeologists believe that entire shrines and ceremonial sites still rest hidden beneath modern Istanbul's foundations. Some experts say that beneath the Hagia Sophia, one of the world's most famous buildings, there may be secret tunnels and forgotten prayer chambers, places used by early Christians and temple priests long ago. Though many of these areas are sealed off, radar scans and underground maps hint at more hidden structures waiting to be uncovered. Imagine walking across a busy Istanbul street, and right beneath your feet lies a forgotten temple where people once prayed to ancient gods. The thought alone gives the city a mysterious energy, as if history and the present are living together, one above the other. The buried temples beneath Istanbul remind us that no matter how many centuries pass, the city still holds the secrets of the gods it once worshipped. The submerged temples beneath Alexandria, Egypt. In the city of Alexandria, Egypt, waves crash against the shore as ships sail through the blue Mediterranean Sea. Tall hotels, offices, and homes line the coast. But few people know that beneath these calm waters and modern buildings lies a world from long ago, a world of sunken temples and lost gods. More than 2,000 years ago, Alexandria was one of the most powerful cities on Earth. It was built by Alexander the Great and became home to the Great Library of Alexandria and the Temple of Isis, one of Egypt's most sacred places. People from all over the world came here to learn, trade, and worship. But one day, disaster struck. Around the 4th century AD, a massive earthquake and tsunami hit the city. The ground shook, the sea rose, and large parts of ancient Alexandria, including temples, palaces, and statues, sank into the ocean. For centuries, people thought those ruins were gone forever. Then, in 1994, underwater archaeologists made a discovery that changed everything. Deep beneath Alexandria's harbor, they found huge stone blocks, statues of pharaohs, and the remains of ancient temples buried under sand and seaweed. Among them was a temple believed to be dedicated to Isis, the Egyptian goddess of magic and life. Divers found walls covered in carvings, gold jewelry, and even pieces of royal thrones. Today, much of this underwater city still remains unexplored. Scientists use special submarines and cameras to study it slowly, piece by piece. The images they capture show a breathtaking sight, grand temples sleeping beneath the sea, their columns now homes for colorful fish. If you stand on the shore of modern Alexandria, you would never imagine that just below the waves lies an entire city of gods, queens, and ancient stories. The buried temples of Alexandria remind us that nature can hide history but never erase it. Someday, when the sea gives up its secrets, the full story of Egypt's underwater temples may finally be told. A story where faith, power, and beauty all sank together beneath the water. The Forgotten Temple beneath Kathmandu, Nepal. In the peaceful valleys of Kathmandu, Nepal, prayer flags flutter in the wind and bells ring softly from ancient temples. But hidden beneath this beautiful city, surrounded by the mighty Himalayas, lies a secret world that even many locals don't know about. Buried temples and shrines that rest beneath the modern streets. Kathmandu is known as the City of Temples, filled with sacred places built hundreds and even thousands of years ago. Over time, earthquakes, floods, and rebuilding covered many of these holy sites under layers of soil and stone. Some temples were forgotten completely, only to be rediscovered by accident centuries later. One such discovery happened in the Teku area of Kathmandu. When workers were digging foundations for a new building, they found beautifully carved stones and sculptures deep underground. Archaeologists soon realized they had uncovered an ancient Buddhist temple, believed to date back more than 1,500 years. The carvings showed images of Lord Buddha and other deities, still glowing with detail despite being buried for centuries. Experts say that during ancient times, Kathmandu Valley was a lake. As people built their homes and temples, floods and landslides would sometimes bury parts of the city. Later generations built new structures on top, layer after layer, creating a hidden map of temples beneath the city we see today. In another part of Kathmandu, under the Kasthamandap Temple, researchers found even older wooden and brick foundations, proof that earlier temples once stood beneath the ones standing now. It's like the city has temples inside temples, each from a different time. People in Nepal believe these discoveries are not just about history, they are spiritual signs. Many say the gods never left. They simply waited beneath the earth, watching over the people from below. Walking through modern Kathmandu, you might see motorcycles and shops, but under those busy streets rest the silent stones of the past, prayers carved in rock, sleeping peacefully beneath the world above. The buried temples of Kathmandu remind us that faith can last longer than time itself. Even when forgotten, it still lives, waiting to rise again. The hidden temples beneath Athens, Greece. In the bright and ancient city of Athens, Greece, history is everywhere. Tourists visit the Acropolis, where tall marble columns of the Parthenon shine under the sun. But few people realize that beneath the city's busy streets and modern buildings lie buried temples and ancient shrines, still hidden from view. Athens has been a city for more than 3,000 years. Over time, as empires rose and fell, new buildings were built over the old ones. The ground of Athens is like a giant time machine, layer after layer of forgotten worlds stacked beneath the feet of millions. During the building of the Athens Metro in the 1990s, workers discovered incredible things underground. While digging tunnels for the new subway, they uncovered ancient temples, altars, and burial sites that had been buried for thousands of years. Some of these ruins dated back to the 5th century BC, when Athens was the heart of Greek civilization. One discovery amazed everyone: the remains of a temple dedicated to Artemis, the goddess of the moon and hunting. Archaeologists archaeologists found marble columns, pottery, and even offerings left by worshippers from ancient times. Another site revealed a small sanctuary of Apollo hidden beneath modern homes. These discoveries were so important that the metro stations were redesigned to protect and display them. Today, when you walk through some Athens subway stations, you can see glass walls showing parts of the ancient city below. Passengers waiting for trains can look down and see history itself. The same stones where priests once prayed thousands of years ago. It's fascinating to imagine how modern life moves right above sacred ground. People hurrying to work, children laughing, and trains roaring past, while beneath them lies the silent beauty of temples built for the gods of Olympus. The buried temples beneath Athens show us that even the birthplace of democracy and philosophy still holds hidden wonders. Every stone, every carving beneath the city whispers stories from the time when gods and humans walked side by side. Athens reminds the world that no matter how far we advance, the footsteps of the past will always echo beneath our own. All around our world, under the noise of cars, lights, and tall skyscrapers, pieces of the past still sleep. Temples built by hands long forgotten. From the streets of Tokyo to the waters of Alexandria, from Mexico City's pyramids to Athens' marble shrines, every buried temple tells the same story. That time never truly destroys history, it only hides it. These discoveries remind us that no matter how modern our cities become, they're standing on top of worlds much older. Worlds of kings, priests, and dreamers who once looked up at the same sky we see today. Each temple, buried beneath glass towers and busy streets, holds whispers of prayers, songs, and stories waiting to be heard again. And maybe, beneath the buildings we see now, there are still more secrets waiting to be found, more temples sleeping quietly below. So next time you walk through a city filled with skyscrapers, look down for a moment. Beneath your feet might lie an ancient doorway, a piece of the past, or maybe even a temple that once touched the heavens, because history isn't gone and it's just buried, waiting for us to uncover it.